Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. We are looking at clouds to start, and then the rain comes in after 12. It could be 1, it could be 2 where you are, but sometime early afternoon. For sure, by the time school ends, you will have rain in your area, and then it goes all night. We're going to have wind, goes overnight, could have a thunderstorm here and there. Temperatures rise, and it goes into Thursday morning. The good news, the weekend looks fairly clear, Cande.
Oh, good. It's a Mave weekend for me.
I was going to say now, you went Saturday with Evan and all his friends, and have you been testing?
I have not because it's too soon, but of course I will test before I go. I thought yesterday maybe, oh no, I got something here. But fortunately, after I slept for a while and then took some Tylenol and drank a lot of water, I felt better.
All right, very good. Hopefully you're good. You could see your Mave. I have, and I use the word tentative because everyone's got to be healthy. I have tentative plans Saturday to see my parents.
Now,
yes.
What are you doing?
No, we would go to their house. We would go say hi and go to their house and hang out and eat a little bit and go visit. But, everyone has to be healthy. We cannot bring sickness into that home.
No, you cannot.
And I don't mean that to be funny.
So you're all taking tests before you go?
I have tests at home, yes. We can all take tests before we go and make sure everyone's healthy and everything's good. And, I don't want to, my sisters do a pretty good job, as do I, all these years, and I don't want to be the one bringing illness into my parents' home. So
I don't want to bring the one bringing illness to Maeve's house.
That's right.
It's Maeve's house now,
That's a good name for it. I do like that. So, yeah, excited about that. My mother has a birthday this Friday.
Oh, wow,
yes.
That's exciting.
And just so she's aware, because I'm always, my sisters, their cards get there like a week in advance. But they have come to understand my card gets there either the day of or a couple days after. I'm the gift that keeps on giving afterwards, Cande?
Yes, you like to put it that way, yes.
Now, the birthday card is going in the mail this morning, like any minute, like soon. We're going to do that today. So hopefully it'll be there right on time on Friday, Cande, for the birthday.
I love it, and happy birthday. We'll tell her again, of course.
Yes. It is Burns Supper Day. Go ahead.
I don't know what that means. What, a burnt supper? What does
No,
that mean?
it is celebrating Robert Burns, the Scottish poet. Robert Burns wrote the poem Auld Lang Syne, which was turned into a song for New Year's. Right.
And so he's being honored for this?
He's a very famous poet, very famous Scottish poet. This is his day. It is, you're supposed to, wherever you celebrate Robert Burns, you're supposed to talk about him, read his works, or even have a meal while chatting about Robert Burns. Just, yeah.
Interesting.
I never heard of him, but okay, good.
All right, I didn't either. Now we learn something every day.
It's National Florida Day today, Cande.
Yay, Florida.
I know.
Not retiring there unless they drag me kicking and screaming.
I know. I like to visit Florida.
And then I like to leave Florida.
Yes, I've been there many, many times. But yeah, I will. I do not expect to be living full time in Florida.
No.
Library Shelfie Day today.
Now, what does that mean?
People with libraries and books and a room with, you got a bookshelf. They like to arrange their books with the spines showing correctly and take pictures and show off their collection.
Oh, today's the day to do that. Gotcha.
Yes. Library Shelfie Day. Got it?
All the moves that I've made, I've limited my books. I've donated quite a few. Once you read them, I'm done now. I'm not saving any more books, unless they're worth something.
Nobody cares about your Danielle Collins novels, okay?
Nobody cares.
Is that her name? Did I get her name right?
I'm not
Danielle
even
Collins.
sure. I'm not even sure.
Unless it's what? Unless what? Huh?
Unless it's a first edition, leather bound, worth a lot of money book.
That's right. So when you say, it's funny, you're like, I do not take my books along when I move. Yeah, we're not talking about first edition Catcher in the Rye here. You got romance
Right.
novels, you know.
Exactly. Whatever paperbacks or books that I've read, I'm not putting them in boxes and carrying them up and down steps anymore.
That's right. You donate them. Donate them to.
Don't they? Oh, it's so
yeah.
easy to do.
Yeah. National Irish Coffee Day today.
I like an Irish coffee every now and then.
Now, what do you put in that? Let's see.
Irish whiskey, I believe.
Yeah, strong coffee, Irish whiskey, sugar, and cream. Yeah, why not? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. On a cold, wet day in 1942, weary travelers to the small Shannon Airport in southwest Ireland found their way to a restaurant and Chef Joe Sheridan. To warm his guests, he served them hot coffee, spiked with whiskey and topped with whipped cream.
Oh, I could have one right now.
And the passengers said, "Is this Brazilian coffee?" And Sheridan said, "No, it is Irish coffee."
Of course it is. What are you talking about?
1942.
Well.
And it's National Opposite Day today, Candy.
Oh.
Yeah.
When my kids were little, this would drive me crazy. Because,
Of course.
We'd be all up in it.
Of course. If anyone at work today tries to do this opposite day thing with me, just go home. Leave me alone. Or I'm running home. Because stop.
At a certain point, you just don't care about that sort of thing anymore.
Yeah. Don't try to fool me. I'm not in the mood, okay?
No.
All right. Earlier this week, we heard about a 10-year-old girl in Rhode Island who asked the cops to DNA test a half-eaten Oreo to prove that Santa, of course, came to her house.
Brilliant child, may I say.
There was the results are in. The police said they were inconclusive, but there was a link to a 1947 case centered around 34th Street in New York City.
This is so adorable. I
yes.
want to meet these cops and hug them.
Yep, there is a link to it.
That is so adorable.
You never know.
Love it.
A Delta flight attendant kept a passenger calm when he found out she was deathly afraid of flying. A photo of him sitting in the aisle holding her hand is making the rounds.
Maybe I'll make up that story the next time I fly.
And the person... You need your companionship on an airplane.
It might be nice. Someone patting my hand, it will be okay.
The person who posted the picture said that the flight attendant explained every sound and bump to her during the flight, and said, this is fine, this is normal, this is.
That's a really lovely thing to do.
Candy, I have to retell this story quickly. I was flying to Vegas once on. Southwest, I think it was. And the last half hour, as we flew into Nevada, we went right through a lightning storm. And we were moving, Candy. We were moving, okay? And I am gripping the armrests so tight.
I was going to say how tight were you holding on.
So tight. And I remember vividly this flight. I was not with Dana. I was not with any friends or station members. I was on this flight by myself. The woman next to me puts her hand, I'll never forget it. She puts her hand on my hand, and in the sweetest southern drawl, she says, "Don't worry, honey. My son is a pilot for this airline. He's not flying this plane, but he's a pilot for this airline. I fly all the time. We're going to be just fine."
Oh, and that makes you feel better, right?
That's right. That's right. Now, you know the other story that I did not feel better when I was flying from Nashville home to LaGuardia, and the pilot, before we left the ground in Nashville, the pilot said, "We're going to have a couple of minutes of okay air getting out of here, then things are going to deteriorate." And I'll never forget the pilot.
I don't like that word.
I don't know how a pilot could use the word deteriorate, but he did. And he said, "We're going to have the seatbelt light on the whole I'm just like, oh my God. Now,
should we fly? I would be like, really? Maybe we shouldn't take off.
Luckily, Nashville to LaGuardia with the tailwind coming back up north is literally an hour and a half. It is not a long flight. So I was able to get through it. But Yeah, don't use the word
Scary.
deteriorate.
No,
Thank you.
deteriorate is not a word you want to hear from the pilot.
No. Cande, an Arby's employee in Montana, did CPR and saved a customer's life.
Wow.
Yeah, well done. And a Kansas City Chiefs season ticket holder found a 7-week-old kitten in the stadium during the playoff game against the Jaguars.
Oh, wow.
She picked her coat up from under her seat, and there it was. The kitten was under the coat.
Meant to be with her.
She happens to work at a vet's office. How about that? She's finding it a permanent home. For now, it's named Sandy Reed after Andy Reid, the coach of
hysterical.
The Chiefs. Yes. So they're looking. The cat's fine. The kitten's fine. They're looking to find it a forever home.
Oh,
so,
I hope it finds a very nice home.
Very nice. Big thanks to Ryan and Amanda, our great producers. Reminder, Ryan has our Mixtape Saturday Night Dance Party every Saturday, 8 to 11 p.m. We also have all those great shows on sale at Mulcahy's, moles.com, Parmalee, Dylan Scott with Danielle Bradbury, and Chase Rice. Got a lot of huge events coming up there. Cande, I want you to have a great rest of your Wednesday, all right?
You do the same. Stay safe. Don't drive if you don't have to when it gets really, really dicey a little later on. And that's all I got.
That's all, folks. There it is.
That's
Let's hit the roads. My Country 96.1.
Phathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.